This is a turn-based deck builder that actually earns the soulslike label instead of just slapping it on for marketing. You play as a Scandinavian hunter from 6000 BCE, who enters the spirit world to retrieve her dead son. Their story setup is heavy, and honestly the game commits to that dark atmosphere throughout. What makes this game interesting is how it mixes tactical grid combat with deck building in a way that actually works, instead of feeling like two separate games duct taped together. So you explore this spirit world encountering different creatures, and when you fight them it switches to a grid-based tactical battle. You have mana each turn that you spend on both playing cards and moving around the grid. You start each fight by choosing where to position yourself, which already makes you think about the encounter before it begins. Now the cards do what you would expect. Some deal damage, some give you armor, some let you move enemies around. The whole thing is pretty interactive. You can push enemies into walls for extra damage, or shove them onto environmental hazards like fire tiles. Some of the cards cost less if you have armor, and others do more damage based on how many cards you played this turn. The game has these sacrifice effects where you discard cards for benefits, and some cards return to a hand if they kill an enemy. The combat definitely has enough depth that you're always making actual decisions, instead of just playing whatever cards you drew. As you kill enemies, they drop Death Howls, which is the game's currency, plus crafting materials. You take these materials to craft new cards, which means you're always looking for specific materials to build the deck you want. The sacred groves work as checkpoints where you rest, bank your Death Howls, and spend teardrops on permanent upgrades. If you die, you respawn at the last grove and can go retrieve your lost souls. The world is split into 4 realms with 13 regions total, and you can explore this pretty freely. The game has these totems that you equip that give passive bonuses. For example, drawing an extra card first turn or dealing damage to enemies at the start. Combined with the cards you craft, you can build towards different strategies. The game has more than 160 cards and 30 enemy types, so there is a lot to work with. To give some examples of the enemies, some enemies explode when they die, others leave toxic trails, and some can't be pushed. So learning what each enemy does and planning around it is part of the challenge. The game also has mini bosses and proper bosses. Death sends you back to learn from mistakes and come back stronger with a better deck and more upgrades. The game is pretty sizable. It runs about 20 hours for a full playthrough, with side quests included. The game's pixel art style is really expressive despite being very simple. It has lots of dark and scratchy visuals that match the grim story. The whole package definitely feels thought out. It's definitely not just throwing some random mechanics together. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.